Probably the most obvious thing on the log is a homicide. We don't really have a whole lot of information at this point. The call came in yesterday afternoon. It was just after 1 p.m. This was to apartment in the 5100 block of South Rolling Green Avenue. This, the initial call was about an odor. Officers ended up finding a 63-year-old woman that was deceased inside the apartment. I know it's a homicide on there, but we're treating this as an unattended death. Obviously, with all unattended deaths, we look into those very closely. But at this point, we don't have a whole lot of information. We're waiting for an autopsy to take place. It should be sometime this week. I don't have an exact time frame on that. So in the meantime, detectives are processing the scene, working with the crime lab. Detectives are trying to track down people to see if they know anything about, what happened, basically. So basically, it's an unattended death that we're investigating. It's really all I have.
Any rough idea how long they have been deceased?
I don't. That's one of the things that maybe will come out with the autopsy.
Was there enough to smell?
Well, yeah, the call type was an odor, so, yeah.
What's kind of leading investigators to believe it might be suspicious at this point?
Well, I don't know if we do know that it's suspicious. That's one of the problems is, we have to wait for an autopsy, and then, once that manner and cause of death are determined, then that's really going to give us a lot more information. But, there's a lot of unattended deaths that happen, and we treat all of them pretty much the same. It's all tracking down people, trying to find out what happened, investigating. The big component to that is that autopsy, because that's going to tell us if there's anything unusual that may have taken place.
Were there any markings or anything initially that could suggest that it was a homicide? Or is it just how police are treating it until it gets disproved?
Well, yeah, it's on here as, on the log as a homicide. It could have been on the log as an unattended death. It really doesn't matter from our standpoint what that call type was. How it got placed there, I guess I don't have an answer to that. We treat it the same either way. Whether it's an unattended death or a homicide, it's still a death investigation that we're looking into.
Has family been notified?
We're still working on that, I believe. I'm not sure where we're at in that process.
So people that live in that apartment, you're like talking to pretty much everybody, or?
Yeah, and that's pretty common, trying to track down people to see if they have information. So, yeah, I guess it's probably obvious to people that live in that apartment building, talking to them first to find out if they noticed anything out of the ordinary.